Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kevin Sullivan channel. Thanks for watching my channel. The topic of this video today will be called Narcissist and the trauma bonding. So ladies and gentlemen, the trauma bonding is a very important part of the relationship with a narcissist. This is one of the two main big things, aspects of being with a narcissist. It's the whole core of the situation of an important thing of why we stay and why we go back. This main one being the trauma bond, is which I'm talking about right now at this moment today. And the second one is a soul tie. When you have a sexual, romantic relationship with someone, it becomes about you create soul ties. So when you have sexual relationship with someone, it creates soul ties. So that's the part that add into it too with the trauma bonding. So if you just have a platonic relationship with someone, it still could be it's still a trauma bond thing, but it's no soul tie because there's no romantic. It's not romantic, so there's no soul tie there. It's just trauma bond because of the dysfunctional and unhealthy toxicness of the relationship. So this plays a big part. This is a very serious part of why we stay with narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, or just any type of toxic relationship. It's the trauma bond. It plays a big part. One of the reasons why is also the big part is that also what we know, and if you don't know, and most of us do know, the love bombing stage that we're dealing with the narcissist is we see this great person of this personality and this wonderful person that they show us at the beginning of the relationship, which we believe on the surface of that's exactly who they are. The false persona, the false mask of this wonderful, good, loving, healthy person, which they mirror us, and we think that this is our soulmate, and with that we really believe that, and that's what we see at the beginning. And you know the saying, you see what you get. First impression is always the best impression. So that's also what we see and what we believe. So we take it, and then we take them at face value. Toxic and narcissistic people love this because they play on this and they understand this. So that's what caused us to believe this at the beginning of what's going on. And so we believe this, and this is what we're looking at them at. And so we take this as, okay, this is what it's going to be. So we think we're getting steak, lobster, shrimp, asparagus, and baked potatoes. This is relationship going to be like. But little do we know, the relationship is really going to be old bologna sandwiches with no cheese and stale mold bread. But at the beginning, they show us the steak, lobster, the shrimp, you know, the baked potato, asparagus at the beginning. So we think, okay, this is what we're gonna get. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the beginning, the love bombing, what we think we're gonna get. We think everything is cool, it's safe, this is a good person to be with. So the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that we find ourselves, you know how we get enmeshed with a narcissist, entangled. That plays a part too. And then the valuing stage, when the narcissist mask slip off, that's when they start to treat us and show us our true colors. So us being enmeshed with them, and then it's being dysfunctional relationship with them, is dysfunctional. So that plays a part as well too. And the narcissist could be, you know, also an addict, have an addiction, be an alcoholic. You know, that being the case too. And then they are abusers as well. You know, and all type of ways of someone can abuse you mentally, physically, sexually, financially as well too. Emotionally, you know, all these different ways that they do. It is a roller coaster ride. It's an emotional roller coaster. I forgot this lady, she made a song about that. Some of you probably know it. I know it's something emotional roller coaster, something like that. It's a good song and it's also true. I like roller coasters. Some of you might do too. So it's like an up and down, highs and lows, up and down. The ups is when the narcissists give us that good affection, that person that we first saw, that we think that they really are. That's the high, when they give us that. And then the low is when they mask slip off and they show us our true selves. They show us their true selves. So you know how the narcissist is. They punish their victims. They do their victims wrong. They treat them. They do mischievous, nasty, evil things to them. Say things to them. Some physically abuse them. They do mentally abusive things, and all the abuse and all the devaluing that we take, all the gaslighting and all the projection, all the energy we give them, all the things that we do, mixed in with what how they treat us, that helps create the emotional roller coaster, and then the ups and downs. And what happens during that stage is a clinical psychological thing. The highs that they give us is our brains releasing dopamine. Dopamine is a part of the brain to where, you know, you basically call it your happiness part of the brain. Dopamine, it releases that. So this is where the trauma bond, this is what trauma bond is, and it's like an addiction of a drug. We chasing that high. So we chasing this high, and we stuck in this relationship, and we trying to get that person that we first met. But we don't really know that's not who they really are. That's what it seemed on the surface. That's who we believe that they are. But we don't know at first that's not who they really are. So we chasing that. And we just chasing that. We chasing it and chasing that. And most of the time that we chasing it, we're getting punished and treated bad the way narcissists and toxic people, sociopaths and psychopaths do and treat people horrible. So we just going through that, and we're fighting to get that. And what we really believe is that we're the problem. We're trying to figure out how can we get this person to be who we first met, that what we thought we signed up for. And we really think that it's really our fault and something's wrong with us, especially when they do the love bombing. I mean, not love bombing, especially when they do the projection and gaslighting on us. And manipulation and the confusion they cause us is really makes us think it's not them, it's us. And part of this, ladies and gentlemen, is something that the narcissists do on purpose. The devaluing stage is to is to have control, to keep us in place. So when we do things and behave and be their little puppet, their dog, and they control us, that's when they show us acts of kindness. This is where, you know, we are being the most best partner in a relationship or friend, and if it's a friend relationship, or if it's a job, co-worker relationship, or a boss, general manager, supervisor, or work relationship, is still one all in the same, of where we show our best performance. And that's when they treat us and give us a little bit of the good person that we thought, the acts of kindness, the reassuring that the relationship is good, that, you know, this is what we really signed up for and everything's okay. So that's kind of like tricky, to where we think, okay, this just is person having a bad moment and a bad time at the moment, that we really believe that, okay, that's just what happened. And they're having a bad day. Must have been something I did. So we're trying to find ways to cheer them up, make things better for them. So what they do is they give us an affection as a reward. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's back and forth. It's punishment, then it's reinforcement of acts of kindness. And so we become addicted to that. Our bodies become addicted to that. Our brains become addicted to that. It's trauma and drama. It's a trauma bond. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to get that old thing back. We're fighting and trying to get that thing back in this whole relationship. And that's what we keep fighting for, and trying to find out how to get back that person and this love and this perfected, caring, loving person and this perfect soulmate or relationship that we had at the beginning. This person that we saw at the beginning, we're fighting to get that back. That's what we want. So we're staying in a relationship to get that back, and we want that back. And we are holding on to this elusive and the promise of trying to get this person back and get this back. And we holding on to the hope and the promise of, okay, this is where we're gonna get, and we working hard trying to fix it or fix ourselves and make them happy to try to get that back. And we actually think we are gonna get that back. You know, we thought we had this connection with a person. You know, we thought we had this connection with a person, and we want that back, and we trying to get that back. That's what we want. So, ladies and gentlemen, it becomes just like a cat and mouse game. They are pulling back from us while we're running towards them, and we trying to get that back. They are pulling back, and they're doing this on purpose. They are pulling back, and it's a cat and mouse game where they are pulling back, and it's, you know, it's just a stressful game. And we are trying to get what we once had and get that back. And they are pulling that back. They holding us back. All that affection, they holding that back. You know, they stop wanting to see us. You know, they don't want to be romantic no more. You know, they don't want to make love no more. Nothing. It's just they're pulling back everything, their whole self. And then most of the time while they're doing this, they are doing us wrong and bad. And we want that reinsurance and validation and dependent on it. You know, our bodies become dependent on it, and we want that approval. We start looking for the approval. Like, you know, the way that she used to make me feel, that they made us feel, we trying to get that back. You know, they took that away. We trying to get that back. We're confused, like, what is going on here? And this trauma bond situation, the cat and mouse game, this is where one, we get sick at, and our body just goes through all type of things, sickness, chronic pain, things like that. But we don't really know what's going on. We don't know what's really going on and things such like that. It's not really sure or clear to us what the problem really is. This is at a point we start blaming ourselves. We start self-blaming ourselves for how things going and how the situation is ending up and going. We start blaming ourselves. Then we are desperate. We trying to win back the affection of the love of the person. We trying to get back that old thing back. We trying to get this person back. Little we know that's not really who the person is. What we seeing is really who the person really is, and we're trying to get that person back. We desperate, we're staying, and that's why we're sticking around. We trying to win that person back, get that affection back, get that person back that we believe that who the person really is. That's what we are fighting for. You know, at this point, we don't know if we're dealing with a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, or just a toxic person in general. We really end up really bond to the narcissist. And, you know, even when we leave, you try to leave, we go back because we're bond to the trauma. We're bond to the trauma, and we leave, we go right back to them. I know for me, I went back plenty of times, over and over and over, the same cycle over and over again. You know, love bomb, idealization us, put us on a pedestal, devalue us, and then discard. And most of the time we just stay till they end up devaluing us. Devaluing us and then discard us. When they discard us, then we just have no choice but to not, you know, be in the relationship. The point comes to where we really just get broken down. Like, we're really just broken down. It's like the body only can take so much. We only can take so much, and then we are just broken down. Like, we're really broken down. This will cause some of us to really get sick, have all type of health issues and problems, but we really get broken down. At this point, this is when the narcissist will leave, discard us, the point to where we're broken down, because now they have no benefit of being with us. You know, we're broken down. They don't get no use out of us. We're not beneficial to them anymore because we're broken down. You know, they destroy, when they break us down, you know, one of the things they do is destroy our confidence. You know, we weak. They can't get energy from us no more because we so broken down. We don't even have none anymore. They done broke us down. We have no energy for them. And so they just discard us. It's like, there's no use for us. You know, they either bankrupt you, took your money, divorced you, took everything. You know, they done got what they wanted already. Also as well, they find new supply. You know how they do. They always find new supply. They always looking for new supply. They got a bunch of supply lined up, so they find new supply, and then they just going about their business. You know, this is so real that you don't really, I did not understand what was going on till I really had time away, and I really got to look at the situation and see what was going on. That it wasn't me, and that I wasn't the problem, I wasn't the issue. And the more I got time away and really to have epiphanies and really look at it, and then from a spiritual standpoint, and then from, you know, learning and resource and research, and really looking deep into the situation, into what narcissism is, we really are targeted by them. You know, not so, you know, they'll target you because you're weak at the point, because you're weak and you're vulnerable. But it's not always so much that's the point. Is because of who we really are. We got so much to give. We got qualities and so much to give, and we might have things that they want and use us for. Then this is where, and it takes time to where the healing process starts. And then I started to heal and understand what was really going on, especially more time away, and I realized what I was dealing with and who I was dealing with. And ladies and gentlemen, I noticed that no matter what the situation was or what I was going through with her in a relationship, or even different type of relationships, even with dealing with this with jobs, you keep going back and you perform to win the acceptance of them and show them, look how great I am. Like, you know, how can you treat me like this? Look how great I am. You know, why are you treating me this and I'm giving you good? When you give good, you expect good in return. With these people, you get mostly 95 to 95% bad back, and then you get that 10 to 5% of good whenever they feel like giving it to you. But you got to earn that and work even harder and harder just to get that. And when you do get that, you're like, oh yes, you feel like it keeps you in the fight, and it keeps you fighting, and you think, okay, yeah, it keeps like tricking you to believe like, okay, I'm doing this for a reason. You know, it'll all pay off at the end. You know, but you only get that, and then it don't last long. You know, that 10 to 5% of them treating you good and you're getting your just due is only for a hot second, and then it don't last long, and then you keep going back to the same old, same old. And what I noticed, ladies and gentlemen, I kept fighting. The more trauma and the more drama that it was and they created, the more I chased her and fought for her affection and love, and the more I try to fix myself and be more perfect to try to help the situation. Because like I said before, we think it's us and we're the blame and we're the problem, but we're not. And so we're chasing that. We chasing that elusive reality of, I hope I'm using that word and saying that we're elusive right in a situation. And we chasing that person, but that person is just a false image. It was just to get us. The more drama, the more stuff I went through with her, the more that I stayed, the more I came back and forth, the more I stayed, I just could not break it. Then when especially when it's a romantic relationship, that soul tie adds in there too, because you have a romantic relationship with them. So when you have a romantic relationship with someone, being romantic with them creates soul ties. So that also adds to it too. And the more drama, the more I stayed, the more it's like I didn't leave. The more I fought harder. And then it's like the more drama you get, it's like the more you want that that love is like the high. It's like a high. When you fighting for it, and then they finally give you the person and the love and affection that they was given to you, which you expect, which you fell in love with and got in a relationship for anyway in the first place. Once you get that, it's like, you know, that dopamine is like, you know, it's like, you know, you're just high off of that. Like, I finally got it, you know? And so that keeps you staying there. And it's like, we like, yes, we got it. It's like we earned it. We fought for it and we get it, right? So we're stuck in that high for a while. Like, you know, for a moment, even though it's starting to fade away and going away, they still giving it to us. It's like, you know, the high still ain't go off yet. You know, and we got to wear it down to where it's like, then once they stop for a while, it's like, uh-oh, we back. We've been going through this for a while. Then you start fighting again and waiting forever just to get that again. And it's like the more, and this goes on for years. It was on and off and going through this with this one person, this one person for years. I mean, years. It was just crazy. Now I look back, it was just crazy. So this video is 20 minutes already, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna cut this short, and this is gonna be part 1, and I'm gonna do a part 2 and probably a part 3, but I'm definitely gonna do another video part 2. This maybe have to go into a part 3. So ladies and gentlemen, for this part 1, I hope it was enough information for you and helped you out somewhat. For those who would like to email me, you can email me at kevinsullivan.youtube@yahoo.com. For those who would like to do one-on-one sections with me, whether it's phone or a video chat via Skype, email me to make an appointment about that, and for inquiries about that, email me at the same email address, kevinsullivan.youtube@yahoo.com. For those who would like to donate, just click the donate link in the description box of the video, or just go to my homepage. You'll see a donate PayPal button, so you can do that if you want to. Everybody have a great day and stay narcissistic free. And look in the description box of this video, so it might have information and things that you're looking for.